All right, this is Maximus Analysis here for June 25th. We have an early session. I have some stuff I have to attend to, and I kind of wanted to get this out early. We see we have the light volume increase in volume right here. Again, if you look right here, you can see the increase in volume from yesterday. Okay. What we want to do is kind of see how this one's going to play out. Again, they came against resistance and are pushing back down. The low of this is 2092. They should have held at least 2092.5. If they break this, they go to 2080, and then we're going to have a little bit of a panic going on if they crack it again. It's still sideways, as you can see, but they haven't shown any resilience. So we really have to see how they close this one today. If they close near the lows or the last probably lower quarter of today's range, I would not be. Again, I'm not looking for any longs right now, none whatsoever, because of how this price action has been moving. So be very cautious regarding staying in this. Again, if that's the reoccurring thing, there is a reason for it. Again, you've never seen these tight of ranges for the year for ever. I mean, for 100 years, and I'm not bullshitting you. 100 years, you haven't seen a tighter range like this year to date. So you have, hold on, you have the NQ, which again they still at this. It doesn't look as bad, but again, we need to see some follow through. And again, they definitely don't want to come back to this 4,400, 4,500 level. They're right there, probably right now. So they're at the 4,500 level, and we don't want them to crack and roll back into this area as well. 4,450, we don't want them to crack and go in. YM, the only thing that they're using right now, everything is basically, and they're holding this up with U.S. healthcare. Again, if you look at UNH, I believe United Healthcare is up $2 or something like that today, or was up as much as $3, $4. They're holding, that's the only name on the Dow that's up. So you want to be very aware of how those components are being manipulated. So they're holding it up because remember, everybody will look at the Dow. If the Dow is up 100 points, you know, people say, oh, the market did well today. But, well, no, they probably sold 28 components, but Apple and U.S. Healthcare or Goldman Sachs has been up for such a long time. If you look at Goldman Sachs chart, you can see they've been holding this Dow up with that because it hasn't been reflective in the overall futures. And again, if you don't trade futures, that's fine, but they cannot lie with the futures. So the futures, if you say, listen, that's one of the biggest components, the futures haven't gone anywhere. So they're holding that up with the Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is weighted, I think, top, if not the highest. Then there's Apple. I don't know if Apple's higher than Goldman Sachs. But those two major heavyweight names, and then it's U.S. Healthcare, and then it's just the other bullshit names that they have on top of it. So again, you have Apple going sideways. You don't want to close below yesterday's low. We don't not want that. Again, that's a very bearish sign, and if you have a gap up, which you look on an intraday chart, you can see that there's a gap up from the lows. The lows were right here, gap up, and they faded the whole way back. So we have to see how strongly they close this name. Okay, you have Google. Google's still hanging around. I mean, it's not doing much, but again, it did have a sell signal. But again, if they get above here, that would be stopping things out. Tesla is looking good. Again, I would not short that name. Amazon is still layering on top, so that beta name looks good, and I think Netflix, they sold in pretty well today, which was expected. Again, if Icon is saying that, Carl Icahn is very convenient. Again, like I said, it's very convenient that these things happen at certain times in the market, but that's another story. You got Baba not doing really much. You have crude, which really has been a headache to trade because it's not going anywhere. So I would actually suggest, even on an intraday time frame, to kind of slow that one down because look how tight this range is. I mean, it's just really tight. And again, this might be giving you a little bit too much regarding what it looks like. Let's just kind of take it into a range type of thing and say, listen, this is what we got going on right here. Those are the tops. And you got another one. These are the bottoms. So again, you want to have something that's not moving in a tight range, because even if you're day trading, which I do, this name, look how tight it's been over the last couple of days. So we want to see where it's going to go. Again, 61.8, 62 buy, 59 to the low side. That would be the sell signal. So again, you really want to make sure that you're looking at these things properly. Let's see what the bonds have done as well. So you have the you have the TLT. You can see that one's still looking bearish, and you have GLD, excuse me, GDX I use for the gold. Gold still continuing. Again, people don't forget where the trend is. A lot of people saw this one day and said, "Oh, I swear I thought it was." Everybody's talking about one day, dude. I've seen so quote unquote gurus or what would Modern Rock? He's actually a really good guy you should follow. Calls furus, which are fake gurus. One day action, and it looks like they're almost trying to fill you to get out of their position if they're even that big. Because a lot of these guys don't trade at all. So again, very very cautious because and that's a reoccurring theme because it's sideways as hell. Why risk your good money during a sideways market? And that means you have no trades. Again, if you were taking, let's say from right here, you're probably in cash position better than a lot of people that have been trying to trade these chops. Don't try to do no Elliott wave counts. Don't try to do any ABC corrections because you'll be at the end of the alphabet fucking with this. So just be very, very real. I'm trying to be as real as possible. Leave this shit alone unless we get a break below or a break above. And if I got a break above, I wouldn't trust it too much unless we came layered back above these highs and it shows some heavy duty volume to the upside to show that they're not just selling into a high, because this action is brutal. Take care.